We talk about support from an outside party, whether it be the mayor in this case or other groups. So this election was something, the rules changed about who could support whom and who could spend money, and third-party advertising was brought in by the former Liberal government for the first time. We see that in a municipal election. So we have this group called Progress Toronto that is a left-of-centre group with a very strong, they call it progressive agenda, that is putting forward candidates, supporting candidates. They've registered now as a third party. They're advertising, they're endorsing. Is this the beginning of political parties?
So that's a great question. Look, there's municipalities across Canada that do have the political party system, actual party system, Vancouver in particular. There's this discussion all the time. Should we actually have formalized parties at the municipal level? There never has seemed to be a lot of that's never caught a lot of traction. So I sort of look at this Progress Toronto, or it's ostensibly sort of the municipal version of what was Working Families Coalition, which perpetually helped the Liberal governments get elected, and it was always very vociferously opposed to any Conservative that was running. We can imagine. I mean, how many Conservatives they took on, between Tim Hudak and others. But that said, I don't know if it's the start of it, because I think even though it's informal, Jamie, there is almost sort of a formal-ish understanding, like the who would be traditionally sort of NDP at the provincial or federal level. At the municipal level, they already sort of caucus together. They meet together. They have conversations about how they're going to move their own agenda forward. They vote as a bloc. They discuss with one another. Maybe that's the challenge those on the so-called right have.
It always has been.
They don't have that collectivist mentality, so they're not that organized, right?
You're absolutely right.
So that's, I think, lends a great deal to the success of the left, especially at the municipal level. Not necessarily at the other levels of government, being provincial or federal, but certainly on the ground. That's where I think they were strategic by not completely and the full throttle endorsement and support of Ms. Keesmaat, who I'm sure we will talk about in a moment, but not supporting her full throttle, but actually then taking individual candidates in individual wards or ridings, however we're calling them now, and putting effort and money behind them in order to affect that change. So I think
the face of council.
That's right. Though I think this is a lesson for anybody on the so-called right that wants to also have a counterbalance, that this is a reality. They're going to organize more. They're going to fundraise more, especially if we see council, as you said, 15 or 16 that could be center-right. If we see that, I think you'll see an organization such as Progress Toronto sort of really blossom to fight John Tory, to fight council at every single turn.